Hey guys, welcome to 2017. 2016 was a crazy year, but I did have, I guess I could stop swinging in my chair. I did have a really good year in 2016. 2016, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about Michael, my husband. We got married last year. It's just been like such a crazy ride. We moved. You guys are now in our office, so I kind of set this guy up. Michael thinks it's a lot, but I really like it. My stationery, my perfume, pretty things. So I'm going to show you my beauty faves of this year. These are mostly things I used every single day. Doing a face takes a minute. So I will jump right into it. We will start let's start with face first, because I feel like that is probably the least exciting. So every single day I prime my face with the Laura Geller Spackle Tinted Under Makeup Primer in Champagne. This is probably my favorite primer I've ever had. It goes on smooth, leaves my skin feeling hydrated all day. I'm almost out, as you can see. I don't think I've ever used a full-size primer. I've used up like samples and things like that, but a full-size primer for me to use the whole thing is crazy. I will repurchase this, but this was definitely one of my favorites for the year. For the first half of the year, the Smashbox Liquid Halo in the shade number 5 was my absolute favorite. I will say too, in learning lots of things this year, I did learn a lot about cosmetics. I feel like I got a lot better, and Liquid Halo was something I used the beginning of the year. I really liked it, but I will say it's very warm for my skin tone. I still wear very warm foundations because at my skin tone level, everything just comes pretty warm. I found a pink based foundation that I like a little bit better, but through the day it does oxidize and turn pretty warm too. That is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation and concealer, and it's in the shade 17 Nutty. This is definitely like my holy grail favorite foundation. Same with the primer. I've never used up a full foundation. This guy is about to kick the bucket, and I did get a new one, same shade. I got matched when I was in Hawaii, and I think I was a lot warmer than I am now, but I really like this. So this is like my number one holy grail. If I had like a top 5 favorite products of life, this would definitely be one of them. For concealer in the beginning of the year, the LA Girl Pro Conceal was one of my absolute favorites. It covered super duper well. I've got pretty dark circles under my eyes. I stay up way too late and then never get enough sleep, so this really helped cover my under eye circles. It is in the shade Nude. What I will say about it is, usually when you get concealers like this part is super, it's like cakey and gunky. This actually worked throughout the whole thing. It didn't get stuffed up. I didn't have to like rinse it under hot water or wipe it off or anything. So yeah, I really liked this at the beginning of the year. I went to the Bare Minerals store and I got a couple of my favorites for the whole year there. And one of them is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin. I absolutely love this concealer. This is in the shade Medium Golden. At Ulta we carry this too. I did just have to pick up a new one because I am pretty much empty. I picked up another one, but I picked it up in medium, which is not exactly the right shade, but I think that it will do. This goes on super smooth, doesn't settle into my lines, covers very well, and highlights and brightens, which I love. To set my under eye, I've been using the Ben Nye Banana Powder. Love this. I don't bake because I'm super dry. I will just kind of pat it right under my eye and it just soaks in almost automatically. So I've been loving this, and I've used it, I would say I've used it like every single day in 2016, and it has barely even scratched the surface. So I think I'll have this for a minute. In the beginning of the year, my favorite foundation was the Lorac Perfection foundation. Ooh, that looks disgusting. I will say it gets fingerprints on it very easily. And I had it in the number PF5. I really did like this one. I used a ton of it. I went through 2 of them, and this is what I've got left of this one. So I really liked this one. This one did have the pinky undertone, so it did kind of help even out my skin tone. And then I did get this guy here. This is the Urban Decay. This is just the Ultra Definition Pressed Finishing Powder. And this is in the shade Medium Dark. And it looks like this. It has a nice big mirror. Now I actually like this to if I'm not in the banana powder mood, I don't want a super highlighted under eye, I will use this to set my under eye. And then my holy grail, love of my absolute life, which they are discontinued, but I had to put them in. I felt like I just couldn't not put them in because I did wear them all year long, are the Bare Minerals Ready Foundation, and they've got the SPF 20. So here is the one that just kicked the bucket. They look like this. And then I got this one, and it's still trucking along. I can't find one that has the coverage. I mean, the coverage is just like so everything. I contour every day with the IT Cosmetics. This is the Celebration Illumination Foundation in Rich. So I contour with this guy every day. I like it because it's not as warm. I will say that IT Cosmetics does a really good job with their deeper, richer foundations, not making them warm. In fact, even their lighter foundations, they have a really good beige tone throughout them. It does come with a little IT brush, which actually is pretty darn good quality for just a little like underneath brush. And Katie gave this to me and I love her, so yeah, she's the best. And then my favorite blush this year, I went to MAC in Bloomingdale's, I think, or maybe Neiman Marcus, I don't remember, some place where the girl's like, well, this is a really high-end store, so we don't have a lot of volume here. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. Anyways, so she asked me, what are you looking for? And I said, oh, I'm just looking for like blush. She's like, well, what shades do you wear? And I'm like, oh, I wear a lot of berries. And I know she was like, no, girl, you do not need to wear berries. So she's like, well, have you ever thought of peaches? And I said, no, I'm not really interested in peaches. Anyway, so she showed me this one. This is Peach Twist by MAC. This is like the absolute best blush like of life. I'll show you a little swatch on my hand because it's like just stunning. She swatched it on me and I was like, I need that in my life. It's just a very warm, peachy tone, and I really like it. I also thought that I needed a matte blush, and she's like, you do not need matte, you need a little shimmer in your life, you need to get it together. MAC is expensive. Like, I don't have a lot of MAC stuff. Not to say that I don't have expensive makeup, but like MAC is freaking expensive. Like, I think this was like $30 and I'm like, $20 for a blush? Cool. $25 for a blush? Cool. $30 for a blush? That's a little much. But it has been my favorite and I really, really like it, and I will repurchase it when it's gone, which... And my favorite highlight of the year, as I just got done complaining, but to be perfectly fair, I use Plenty and they are very nice at points. So I did use my Plenty points to get this, so I didn't have to pay full retail for it, which is sweet. But this is MAC's Soft and Gentle. This is the highlighter I've been loving all year long. There is one highlighter that I also love on Becca's Opal, but I feel like I mentioned it a ton. I wore it during my wedding. I really, really loved it. But once I got this guy, I've used it probably almost every day, and it's huge. I will give it that. It was pricey, I think $35, $40, but totally worth every penny. Absolutely love this guy. This is the Lorac highlighter in Twilight. I've been using this a lot too. It is very, very similar to Becca's Opal, and it's only half the cost. So this guy costs $22, and I think the Becca highlighters cost like $38 or $40. So this is definitely a good alternative. So these are the NYX foundation mixers. I feel like NYX is always changing the game and just making things easier for us. I got one in white and I got one in deep. And what I will say, they're mixing agents. So you can put a dot or two or three, depending on your shade, into your foundation, if it's too light or if it's too dark. Now, what I will say is it's a lot easier to go darker. It's a lot easier to use the dark shade than it is the light shade. The light almost makes a gray, like a gray beige effect, which is okay, especially if you put powder and bronzer and stuff like that on. Summer going into winter, or winter going into summer, if you need to deepen up your foundation, you're not towards the end yet, these are totally worth it. I wasn't going to film this video, but then all of a sudden, 10 o'clock at night, I said, you know what? I really want to film this video. I've been watching a lot. I really want people to kind of know what I liked last year because I didn't post a ton on YouTube. So I'm just going to show you some of my favorite brushes. I did use them this morning. They are not clean, but I do want to share them with you. So my favorite is the Real Technique sponge. This has been my favorite sponge. I will link everything below, by the way. It's usually orange. I use the flat side for my foundation, as you can see, the pointed side for concealer, and then the sides for foundation. Last year this was like everything. Dry, by the way. And then my 3 other favorite brushes, and I use these every single day. So this is the Real Techniques powder brush. This brush, everything. And then the IT Cosmetics, this is the Flawless Blush Brush in 227. I love this. It is so soft. And last, you've seen this in every video since the beginning. This is like my holy grail, tried and true favorite brush I've ever. And it is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Just gets right in there anywhere you need to contour. I go along my hairline, I go down my jawline. I even like will pinch it and go down the sides of my nose. So yay. So we will dive into eyes. So these 3 things are super random and something you could get anywhere. So I'm just gonna go through them so quick. But my 3 secret weapons, I would say, would be Scotch tape. I use this to create my crisp line. Next is this lash application tool. This changed the game for me. I did not wear lashes like my whole life. And then I kept seeing makeup tutorials and photos on Instagram, and I was like, I really need to wear lashes. Like, I can't be a makeup artist, or I can't be, you know, a beauty guru, or a Instagrammer focused on beauty, or, you know, whatever it is, and not know how to put lashes on. Got a little rounded edge. You hold the lashes, you pop them on, and then this side is like cushioned, and then I just kind of boop, 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 and I just like push it in where it needs to go. Secret weapon. And then the last is just this is the Eylure Lash Fix adhesive in black. I think a black lash glue is for sure. Who would I be if this wasn't one of my favorite palettes? Now, this is the Dun 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 Morphe 350 palette. What I will say about this, I think this is the absolute most pigmented palette that I've ever used. It's not patchy, it doesn't have fallout, it's not flaky, it is pigmented, the colors are beautiful, there's not one shade in here that does not work for me. I mean, like, really, come on now. Barely touching, like, can we talk about this? That's all I gotta say. This is a beautiful palette. Morphe is a great brand. I think you can get a lot of looks with it. I think if you're a beginner, if you're a pro, if you're somewhere in between, if you're a makeup artist, if you're a mom, if you're a fucking plumber, you need that palette. What's new? Who's surprised? Modern Renaissance. So beautiful, so perfect, so everything everybody wants. So in this year, because it's stunning, it came out in fall and has warm burnt oranges and reds. I don't need to say anything else about this. If you don't have it, get it. They made it permanent. And last palette, I got a little buck wild because I was telling people I don't think this is permanent. I don't think it's coming back. I oversold. I didn't oversell. I told the truth. I'll always tell the truth. I was telling people if I could only have one palette and I had to give all my other palettes away, that I would keep this one only. Close number 2. Close second. The pigment is beautiful. I think you could come up with a whole look out of this palette. It's got a beautiful crease color. It's got a warm orange crease color. It's got beautiful, like, taupey shades. It's got this nice Claudia, which on the camera looks blue, but it's actually like a slate. It's got a nice olive color. And you know what I will say is these Anastasia brushes that come in these, they are so nice. Usually it's like a little sponge doe foot trash. Next is my browsings. Benefit did launch these new shades early this year. I use the shade number 5 and I have used the absolute heck out of it. I almost never use the pomade. I only use the powder. It does come with a brush and a pair of tweezers. The brush is good in a pinch, but I like to use this brush from Tarte. It comes with their pomade, which I don't like, but the brush is worth the $18 or $24 or whatever it is. And then I have 2 liners, 3 actually. So the Anastasia Covet Waterproof Liner. This is a twist up. It just looks like this. Super, super smooth. And it is just black. And then this is the Laura Geller Incredible Waterproof Gel Liner in Blackbird. I will show you that. Just as pigmented, just as dark. Same packaging actually. I mean, like, those look very similar, don't they? This one's Anastasia. This one is Laura Geller. Both have the rubberized grip. Both the bottoms come off. They both have the same sharpener. Anyways, and then the Essence eyeliner pens. I think those are like $3.99 each. Some of my favorites this year were the NYX Liquid Suedes. These were 2 of my favorite shades of the year. This one is 24 and it is Alien. So it's that one there. And it's like a really dark gray. 21 in Brooklyn Thorn. And this is like a really like gray purple. And it is that one there. So I bought both of these for my wedding. Then this is the old packaging. This is 1993. This is like really popular in 2015. But I'm like really slow to jump on the bandwagon always. So this is like one of my favorite lipstick colors. I would say like top 5 for sure is that one there. I just feel like it's a perfect nude for a darker girl. Then Rush is just like a really pretty pinky nude. Little less nude, little more pink though. That is that one there. I really like that one. That one's called Rush. And then this one I got because I like pretty little liners. This one is called Ravenswood. Looks like this. I'll just swatch it. I mean, there's a common theme here because all my lipsticks like pretty much look the same. But that one's Ravenswood, just a little bit deeper than Rush. And then my last lip product is Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it is Ashton. I feel like I'm just gonna get liquid lipstick everywhere. I feel like this is the absolute, this is what I've got on now. And I feel like on me, it looks like a peachy nude. And I feel like on other people, it just looks like a really warm, nudie shade. But I absolutely love it. This is actually what I ended up wearing for my wedding. It's very comfortable on the lips. I don't feel like I'm like tugging. I don't feel like I have cracking, anything like that. So this is definitely one of my favorites. And all I've got left is skincare and hair care. If you do not care about that shit, you can just click out now, and thank you for staying as long as you did, honey. This is my favorite toner. It is Tonique Comfort. It's literally like a plush comforter for your face. It's so luxurious. It is one of the only toners with moisturizer in it. It is comfortable. It smells great. It leaves my skin so soft. So definitely check this guy out. Number 1 toner. I mean, it's so nice. It does do a good job closing your pores up, as well as moisturizing your skin around your pores. Renewed Hope in a Jar. This is the love of my life. This is like, it makes me feel so soft, so smooth. I don't know what magical fairy is living in this jar, but this is like, it's amazing. Favorite shampoo and conditioner this year were the Paul Mitchell Neon. And then Unwashed. This is like one of the absolute best cleansing conditioners. I mean, it leaves your hair soft, it leaves it smooth, but it does not weigh it down. Last but not least is the Replenishing Leave-In Conditioner. I think it's called Eprouvage. They're color safe. They are paraben, gluten, sulfate free. Can I just throw in a little disclaimer? I'm going to drop a little tidbit right here, bink, of information, and tell you that if you are trying to get sulfate free products, save your time, honey. From sea to shining sea, any water you're going to use in the United States has sulfate in it. So I guess you could use less sulfate, but unless you're taking a dust bath like a dove or a pig or a chinchilla, you're gonna have sulfate in your water. My favorite app for the year was VSCO, for sure. I think I edited all my photos on there for Instagram. Instagram is also a favorite app. I'm really liking Instagram. My favorite artist of the year was Macklemore, and I think that I listened to him like 52,312 times. I still listen to him every single day when I get ready. My favorite song, or a song I listen to every day, was Changes by Tupac. My least favorite thing of the year was the election. I lost a lot of acquaintances. Love you guys all so much. Thank you so much for watching. I love YouTube, and I really want to put my effort and time into it. I want to put my time and effort and love into it. I know I've got so much support, and I really want to make this a thing. I want to make it a big staple in my life. I want to spend time with you guys. I want to love you. I want to love on you. I want you guys to know that, like, if you need to talk to somebody, I am absolutely here. Message me. My email's below. My Facebook's easy to find. My name's Ebony Stefanelli. I'm probably the only one in existence. Add me. Message me. We will be friends for sure. Something I came out of 2016 realizing was that you, even in your loneliest, have yourself. And I was very lucky to have my husband and my animals and my mom and my brother. But I can remember back to a time when I didn't have anybody, and I think back and I'm like, dude, be your own best friend, because it's a thing and it'll get you through a lot. Please like, comment, subscribe, hang out with me. I would love that. I love you guys so much. I am going to try my very hardest to put out content, and I love you so much. I will hug you one day and we will be best friends. I will see you guys later. Oh, I need a drink. My voice is so hoarse.
You have the modern Renaissance? No. When are you getting it? Never. It's sold out. I don't know what to tell you. It's not a thing.
My husband hates when I make that noise. I'm gonna have to like really edit this down. Oh God, I feel like my voice sounds so stupid.